You know, every sport has that one rivalry that just defines a generation. For football fans, it was the endless debate, Messi or Ronaldo. Well, in the world of cricket today, there's one comparison that gets everyone talking, arguing, and tuning in, and that's Virat Kohli versus Babar Azam. So that's the big question we're diving into. Who really is cricket's modern king? Is it the guy who's been at the top for years, Virat Kohli, or is it the challenger who's taken the world by storm, Babar Azam? We're going to break it all down and see what the facts really say. So on one side, you've got Virat Kohli from India. The guy's been a dominant force since he debuted way back in 2008. And on the other, you have Pakistan's Babar Azam, who burst onto the scene in 2015 and almost immediately became the backbone of their batting. And look, let's be real. This isn't just any comparison. It's happening under the intense spotlight of the India-Pakistan rivalry, the ultimate pressure cooker in cricket. All right, to really get to the bottom of this, we have to start with the cold, hard facts. We're talking about the stats. Let's put them side by side and see who comes out on top across all three formats of the game.
Okay, first up, one-day internationals, the 50-over format. Now, right away, you'll notice Kohli has played way more matches, which makes sense. He started 7 years earlier. So, of course, his total runs are higher. But let's look closer. The batting averages? Incredibly close. Kohli has a slight edge. Strike rate, which is how fast they score? Again, advantage Kohli. But here's what's really wild, the centuries. Kohli's incredible 50-hundreds means he scores one about every 6 games. Babar? He's at one every 6.25 games. It is razor thin, but Kohli's sheer volume of match-winning hundreds is just undeniable.
But if you want one stat, just one, that shows what makes Kohli a legend, it's this one, 65.49. That is not his overall average. No, that's his average only when his team is chasing a target. When the pressure is on, when you know exactly what you need to win, he's been better. That number is just insane. Most players would kill to have that as their career average, period.
Now let's switch to the most explosive format, T20s. The number of matches they've played is much more comparable here. And what's interesting is that Babar actually has more centuries. But look at the other numbers. Kohli is the leading run scorer in T20 international history, and his average is over 52. An average of 52 in T20 cricket is just mind-blowing. Add in a much higher strike rate, and you see that overall, he's just been a more dominant force.
And finally, we come to Test cricket, the ultimate challenge for a batsman. And this is where Kohli's experience really shows. He's played more than twice as many matches, which translates to way more runs and centuries. I mean, look, their averages are super close, which tells you how skilled Babar is. But Kohli's ability to do it for so long and score so many runs in the toughest format gives him the clear edge here.
So, after digging through all those numbers, what's the big takeaway? Well, it's pretty clear. Kohli leads in the key metrics, runs and average, across all three formats. He's got these massive historic records, like the most ODI centuries ever, and he's been named the best player in 3 separate major world tournaments. Now, this doesn't mean Babar isn't brilliant. He is. He holds his own records, like being the fastest to 2,000 ODI runs. But when you look at the whole statistical picture, Kohli is just on another level.
But hey, cricket is so much more than just a spreadsheet, right? The numbers tell one story, but what about the things you can't measure so easily? Let's go beyond the scoreboard and talk about their captaincy, their technique, and their fitness.
As captains, it's a really fascinating comparison. Kohli was this fiery, aggressive leader who totally changed India's mindset, especially in Test cricket. He took them to #1 in the world and won a historic series in Australia. The one big knock on him, he never won a major world trophy. Babar, on the other hand, actually has a slightly better win percentage. He took Pakistan to #1 in ODIs and got them deep into World Cups. But he's often been criticized for his tactics when the pressure's really on. Okay, let's talk about something beautiful. If you ask any cricket fan to picture these two players, odds are they're picturing the same shot, the cover drive. It's the most elegant shot in the book, and both of them are absolute masters of it. But even though the result is gorgeous every time, the way they pull it off is actually pretty different.
And this slide just nails their different styles. Kohli's drive is all about this controlled power. He gets that front foot way out there and uses his bottom hand on the bat to whip through the ball with incredible force and precision. It's a powerful punch. Babar's drive, though, is pure art. It's all about that high elbow, the smooth follow-through. It's a top-hand dominant shot that generates power that looks completely effortless. It's just textbook grace. Two very different approaches, both absolutely perfect.
Now, here's an area where there's a pretty big gap. Virat Kohli isn't just a fit cricketer. He's one of the fittest athletes on the entire planet, full stop. He completely revolutionized the fitness culture in Indian cricket, and you see it in his game. He's lightning fast between the wickets, turning ones into twos, and he almost never gets injured. On the flip side, Babar's fitness has been a common point of criticism, and many feel it's the one area he needs to improve to reach that next level.
All right, let's step off the pitch for a minute and look at their impact away from the game. Because these guys aren't just athletes. They are global icons. They're huge brands with massive influence. And wow, if you want a perfect picture of the difference in their global fame, just look at this. It's not even a contest. Kohli has 265 million followers on Instagram. To put that in perspective, that's more than sports icons like LeBron James. Babar has a very strong following of 5.5 million, but the sheer scale of Kohli's reach is just on another planet.
And that massive popularity? Well, it translates into some serious cash. Kohli's net worth is estimated to be over 1,000 crore Indian rupees. That's well over 100 million US dollars, which puts him right up there with the highest paid athletes in any sport, anywhere in the world.
But it's not just about followers or money. Kohli's influence has literally helped change the future of cricket. He is the global face of the sport, and his immense popularity, especially in places like the US, was a huge reason why cricket is now going to be in the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. He's not just a superstar player, he's a global ambassador. Okay, we've crunched the numbers. We've analyzed the skills, the leadership, the fitness, and the massive global impact. So, after all that, what's the verdict? Who is the better player?
Well, our source for this, Zap Cricket, really doesn't pull any punches. Their final verdict is as clear as it gets. Virat Kohli easily beats Babar Azam in all. They're saying that no matter how you slice it, batting, captaincy, fitness, records, or global influence, Kohli is simply ahead.
So for now, it seems the king is still on his throne. The verdict is pretty clear. And this is the really exciting part, the story isn't finished. Babar is 6 years younger. He's still got a lot of cricket ahead of him. So the real question is, will the challenger keep getting better and one day finally surpass the king? That's a debate that only time is going to settle.